Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. You can call me Jangle Wangle Danglebork. Welcome to 4-Inch Friday. I'm gonna see if I can get the rest of this 2 Fiddy build done. Don't hold your breath. But I'm gonna try my best. We'll see what other interesting little roadblocks we can run into. Because that's FPV. That's scratch building in FPV. It's a long series of little things that you gotta figure out and you don't have quite the right piece for, and you gotta use another piece and make it kind of work, but then it kind of doesn't work, and then it's kind of janky, but then it's kind of fine, and you just fly it anyway. Tomorrow, flow state private screening. If you've received your confirmation email with your ticket and all that good stuff, and you're planning on coming, I am having a little get-together beforehand from 3 o'clock to 5:30-ish. We should probably leave the second, whatever the second spot ends up being, or maybe even the third spot, by like 5:30 so that we get to the theater by 6. The theater's not too far from me. It's less than 30 minutes, which is pretty awesome. And the spots I'm going to be taking, the people that are coming to, are my sort of local spots. So, yeah, thus far, the people that have let me know that they're coming to get some batteries in before flow state are T-Bird, Bob Noxious, Athix, Skippy FPV, Todd Allen, Grizz FPV, Jory Patrick, Doug Jackson, Tim Tom, CMYK FPV, Corey Gamble, Ham Sandwich, and Patrick Combs. You guys have all received a message. Wherever you messaged me telling me that you were coming, I sent you a message there last night with the schedule and the addresses for the spots and just general other info. Basically, you guys can fly those spots all morning. I'm at the yoga studio from 11 o'clock until 2:30. So the earliest that I can get out to hang out with you guys is 3 o'clock. But yeah, there's three spots in that message. If you're here all morning, fly the shit out of those spots. Those are 3 of the better spots that we've got in North Atlanta. And then, yeah, my spot number 1, which I put 3 o'clock on. If you're there at 3 o'clock, you'll get to meet the Gangly Man. So yeah, tomorrow will be really fun. If you're coming and you want to join in, I didn't cap it. I mean, we've got a lot of people now, so don't expect to get a ton of batteries in after 3 o'clock. But yeah, it'll be really fun for all of us to hang out and bullshit. So I'll see you tomorrow. If you want to get in though, yeah, shoot me a message somewhere. CiottiFPV, preferably Facebook or Instagram. This is my full-time job. If you'd like me to keep doing this all day, every day, I need everybody to chip in a little bit. The best way that you can chip in is by heading over to my Patreon page and clicking some buttons over there, getting signed up. As little as $3 a month, that's 10 cents a day. It makes a huge difference. You're going to get audio versions of all these live streams so that you don't have to look at my stupid face. You can just listen to my stupid voice. You're going to get access to the Discord channel and all the different text channels, including the Video Collective, where you can post your edits, and then I'll play your edits on your flight footage on the stream during the giveaways. It's going to get you access to a whole bunch of articles that I've written on tuning and filtering and troubleshooting and all kinds of really good stuff. Email notifications when I stream, secret invites to Patreon-only streams and Patreon-only videos. There's a whole big, 100-plus video playlist on YouTube that's Patreon-only. Just raw one-battery flights and stuff that I is not quite good enough for me to put up on the main channel. So yeah, lots of really cool stuff happening for $3 whole a month or more. If you want to get on the giveaways, there's $5, $10, $20, $30 tiers. If you just really want to see me keep doing this all day, every day, you can go even more nutso. And yeah, I literally depend on your guys' support to eat and keep the rent paid and all this good stuff. It's kind of wild that I've been able to do it this long. But we just need to keep going. There's been a big drop-off since April. April was a big month. So, yeah. If you have a couple of extra dollars, I could. It'll really help me out a ton to kind of keep moving forward. Speaking of, over on CiottiFPV.com, there's a million different ways you could... Wait, did I already say that? I think I already said that. Etsy. Look at new stickers. Tell me that's not gorgeous. And it's holographic. The white is opaque and non-holographic, and then the red is holographic. The second link here, so if you just want to buy some stickers and some hardware, head on over to Etsy. But the second link here is over to my Fiverr page, where I'm doing flight instruction, build planning, and tuning. Also, FinFPV will edit your flight footage and make you look like a better pilot than you actually are, as he's done with me a couple of times now. And then Remy Tim has a mentoring program. But the 3 things that I'm doing: flight instruction, so that you can fly like you saw me flying in the intro, tuning, so that your tune looks as good as mine did in the intro, and build planning, so that you don't buy garbage and your rig actually flies and doesn't fall out of the sky, like mine wasn't doing in the intro. If you're interested in any of those services, I So there's some, you know, I got the computer fund was amazing, but the computer fund is kind of turning into a car fund, so I just need to raise some money here over the next like month or two. I'm cutting down the prices on these things. Usually they're $80 for an hour, $40 for a half an hour. I'm gonna do $60 for an hour and $30 for a half an hour on any three of those. Flight coaching, tuning, build planning, and then you're also gonna get a sticker that I will mail you. So free $5 sticker and $20 less, $10 to $20 less for anything that's going on over on Fiverr. Here's the thing though, don't book it on Fiverr because their fees kill me. Just message me, CiottiFPV, Instagram, Facebook, technically here on YouTube, but do it on Instagram or Facebook. Yeah, you gotta, I can't also take the hit on the stupid Fiverr fees. Plus Fiverr's Messenger is kind of stupid. It's literally easier for me just to talk to you on Instagram or Facebook and set it up, plan a date, plan a time, PayPal. There's a PayPal me link here on the website that you're gonna use all the way down the bottom here. You just click that and you'll be able to PayPal me the $30 or $60. So yeah, lots and lots of folks have been working with me. It is definitely picking up, but I would love to do like more than one of these a day. I just did a tuning session in person actually yesterday. That was pretty cool. Local guy here in Atlanta, he brought 3 rigs out, and we got them all tuned up and ready to go. It was pretty fun. So yeah, jump on that now. I need to actually remind myself to change the prices. I wonder if I bet you there's a way to put but I don't want to do the percentage off in Fiverr because of the stupid fees. That's fine. So yeah, if you want to look at like what the gigs are about, jump over to Fiverr, and you can see what the you can like read about what you're gonna get from the 3 different things. So yeah, man, do that or else. What? Oh, well, that's interesting. Hold on, please. If I don't do this now, I won't remember to do it. Cool. There we go. Okay, all better. Hit me in the chat with your other things that are going on here. Bunch of affiliate links. If you're ever doing an order on any one of these websites, one of the easiest things to do that the chat has figured out is you just change your bookmarks. Your bookmark for FPV Cycle, replace it with my affiliate link. Amazon, replace it with my affiliate link. Then go to all your friends and family's houses with this affiliate link and replace all their Amazon bookmarks. Get FPV, Ummagawd's website, FPV Crate, Banggood, Camera Butter, and AliExpress. Those are all the spots where I have an affiliate link. If you're ever doing an order on there, it's free money, 1 to 6% of your entire order. So just hit the button and great things will happen for you, I promise. Over on FPV Exchange, lots of amazing stuff going on. Nevin is a great guy, huge supporter of this channel and me. I probably wouldn't be here if it weren't for FPV Exchange, so definitely check them out. This is what my little tiny page on their website looks like. Basically what FPV Exchange does is it pulls all the different prices for FPV items from all the different websites. It's pulling here from my Etsy store, which is pretty slick to show you guys some of the stickers. But then when you sell an individual item over on here, what happens is it looks at all the different websites that are selling it and all the different people that are selling it, and it puts them all here. So I'm selling these for 15 bucks per, Banggood's selling them for 30 per, so I show up above them. Really, really slick. Really cool way, like if you're doing an order and you can't find something that's in stock or you just want to price shop something, it's really, really, really good for that as well. But the magic of FPV Exchange is if a whole bunch of us go on there, upload our previous orders, and hit the for sale button on the stuff that we're not using right now, you don't have to do individual listings like in Facebook Marketplace. You just go in and you can actually log in to like virtually log into RDQ, Pyrodrone, Get FPV, and it'll pull all your previous purchases. So it also gives you one spot with all of your previous purchases, which is really, really cool. You know, we buy stuff from all different websites, and then it's like, shit, where did I buy this from? I need to return it, or I need to buy it again. It'll help out a ton with that. It's a really, really cool website. If you're not on FPV Exchange, you've absolutely lost your mind, and I'm going to beat you with a hammer. T-shirts over on Teespring, a whole bunch of really nice shirts. Treat yourself. They are very, very soft. They cost a little bit more money, but that's because they're the premium shirts. I want you guys swaddled in baby diapers. That took an odd turn. I think that's about it. FPV Therapy over on Facebook is a group that I started a little over a year ago. Whole bunch of us FPV pilots that struggle with mental illness all day, every day are in there sharing, trying to help each other out. It's not a spot to post flight edits, but it's a spot to try to come and get better. Even if you don't have mental illness, but maybe there's somebody in your life that is. For the record, about 1 in 10 people have some sort of a mental illness issue. So if you know more than 10 people on this planet, you know somebody that's got some shit going on and they're fighting their asses off every day. Come on in, read some of our stories. You'll get a window into what they're dealing with. And then maybe, you know, when they tell you that they're sad one day, you won't automatically just say, like, the human thing, which is, oh, no, you don't have it all that bad. Just cheer up. Because telling someone with depression to just cheer up is like driving a nail through their heart. Because, believe me, if they could just cheer up, we would. So yeah, come on over, fpvspacetherapy.com. There is a link on CiottiFPV.com. There are 2 of them. Somebody else made a group with the same exact name. You'll see one group has hundreds of members, the other group does not. So yeah, in the chat, if you want to talk directly to me, all you need to do is type my name, CiottiFPV. You don't have to put the @ but you certainly can. It'll autofill if you do. CiottiFPV, no space. Or if you definitely want me to read your comment and you want to support me, you can do a super chat. To be honest, I'd rather you go to CiottiFPV.com and hit the PayPal button because PayPal doesn't take 30%. But if you want to do the super chat, it's totally cool. YouTube gives me the platform to stream from, so they're allowed to have a couple of dollars. In the chat, Brandon's Baked Beans was first, then Scott FPV. He tagged me, said, "What's up, everyone?" Motoref FPV, Frank Nicholas, FPV Trucker, Jeremiah Blackwell, Spander, Michael Blades, Aaron FPV, Bob Noxious, Metal Dirtskin, CH3 FPV, James Lariah. I think I might have pronounced that right. Aaron FPV, Chris Croft, Riot 9, Xenakis is in the house. What's up, Nevin? How are you, man? Weirdo with a skateboard, SST FPV, Del Squatcho, Sababa FPV, Ramdonko, and I'm going to stop there. The folks that have tagged me so far are Scott FPV saying what's up, FPV Trucker saying happy Friday, Michael Blade saying what's going on, Chris Croft says watching while cooking / eating breakfast in Australia. So crazy, it's in the morning in Australia. Weirdo with a skateboard says, oi, 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 how's it going, lad? He also says, tell me if 2 vegans have an argument, is it If 2 vegans are having an argument, is it still considered a beef? Great to have Weirdo with a skateboard back. My God. Bob Noxious says, any plans for Sunday morning flying for the guys out from town or anyone from chat that wants to meet on Sunday before Athix and I go back to South Carolina? Unfortunately, no. That's a no from me, Bob Noxious. Sunday morning, I'm getting on an airplane and flying all the fucking way up to New Jersey to drive my father's Mustang back down here so that I can borrow it for a little while, because the used car market right now is a fucking disaster. The chip shortage has really fucked up the new and used car markets. There's like no new cars to buy. So yeah, used cars that used to be like $2-3 grand are now selling for like $6-8 grand. So yeah, I also found out the shop that has the Miata has been closed now for over a month because of the owner having COVID. So yeah, I mean, it could be months and months and more and more and more months before I get the Miata back. The one car that I had lined up this week fell through at the last second, which really fucking sucked. Because it was a Mazda 2 at the price that it kind of should be. It was a little high still, but it was at least a lot closer than all the other used cars that I'm seeing. So yeah, I'll have wheels. That's all that matters. I'm gonna have to drive. Yeah, I'm gonna fly. I'm gonna fly all the way up to New Jersey and then just jump right in this car and drive it 12 to 15 hours back down here. So no Sunday stream, unfortunately. And Monday stream ought to be interesting. Although, I mean, I can just sleep all day on Monday, so Monday night stream should be totally fine. But yeah, it's been a long time since I've done this drive, and I'm not looking forward to it. Especially because the driver's seat in my dad's car is really uncomfortable. I'm gonna have to like steal a pillow or something from them to put behind my back. It's crazy, but whatever. It's all worth it. You know, buying a used car right now is basically like instantly taking a $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 hit on depreciation, because by the time I'm ready to sell it, it's not going to be so crazy. So yeah, I just can't. I just kind of can't afford that. To take that big of a hit in life, and my parents are amazing, so yeah, they made me an offer that I kind of couldn't say no to, and as much as I was like, oh, I don't want to inconvenience them, it's like they made me the offer, you know. Like if somebody offers to do something for you, for the most part, like they've thought it through, and like if you say no, in a way you're kind of like hurting their feelings, like, you know, they're looking for, most people are looking forward to helping you, which is why they're offering to inconvenience themselves for you. So you got to try to get over that. Like, there's a little bit of pride in that too, right? There's a little bit of pride of like, nah, I'm good. I can handle anything. I'm fine, right? You got to get over that, in my opinion, and let the people that want to help you, because yeah. Or the easiest way to think about it, God damn it, come on! The easiest way to think about it is also kind of just like say yes to stuff. I have a terrible tendency to just kind of like say no to everything. And I do it because I get overwhelmed pretty easily, and the anxiety kicks my ass and the depression comes in to finish the job. So, but yeah, it's I'm a work in progress, aren't we all? Michael Blade says, what's going on? Chris Croft says, oh no, we got that. Ram Donko says, new stickers are almost tattoo worthy. I know, right, Ram? I'm so happy with how this design came out. Matter of fact, here, you guys will get there's only 38 people in here. You guys will get a sneak peek. This is a bunch of the stuff that CMYK has been working on for me. And I'm so happy with it. We've been trading hours. He lets me know whenever he wants to do flight coaching, flight instruction, or build planning, or tuning. And then, yeah, we just trade whatever the amount of time that he put. Although I'm pretty sure that he's putting more time into these graphics than I've been able to offer him. But basically, I'll never say no to him. Like, he could be like, "Yo, can we do flight coaching like for an hour a day every day?" And I would just be like, "Yeah, forever. It's fine." I leave it up to him to, because and I love hanging out with the guy too, so it's great. But yeah, there's some really cool shit coming. I'm really excited about that one. This one's gonna be really cool too. I really wish that I could get the shirts that the Burger King employees wear. So the new shirts here, I'll show you in case you haven't been to a Burger King in a while. I really like these shirts. Like, it makes me want to work in a Burger King. Burger King new shirt. Yeah, so they got these they got these shirts now with the colors of from like the Big Mac, and I don't know what it is. I just think it looks so fucking cool. This isn't even the one that the employees wear. The one that the employees wear is even cooler. Is it maybe that? I don't know. But I just think that's such a slick piece of marketing, right? Using just it's just fucking stripes, right? It's just colored stripes. But when you see it, you know that shit. Like that's I really dig when marketing sort of becomes art. You can sort of argue that all marketing is art, but I don't know. Why does that say vintage? Have they had these uniforms for a while and I just didn't notice? But yeah, it would be interesting if I could like get the shirt with the, I don't know, whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm being a lunatic. What else is going on in the chat? Weird With a Skateboard says, so what you're saying is if I use your Fiverr, everyone use it or I will attack you. The stupid fucking quad might not be a stupid fucking quad and actually work. You never know, weirdo. I'm not gonna make any promises, but I'll try my best. I technically don't have a Fiverr for like just straight repairs. I'm not I mean, I'll figure stuff out with repairs, but that's not what like I really excel at. I excel at flight instruction, tuning, and build planning. You guys see me fix shit all the time, so I can obviously get fixing stuff done, but I've never taken the time to get like a really good troubleshooting workflow in. That's what Remy Tim is doing with the mentoring. That's more getting something that won't fly to the point where it will fly. But I can certainly do it. For $60 an hour, I'll do damn near anything. I knew I got a free sticker. Random FPV says, you beautiful bastard, have my babies. Thank you for making it weird, Random. It's been too long. It's been too not weird for too long. YouTube just did the thing. Eat donkeys, YouTube. King Turkey says, oh God, does it show the total spent? I don't want to know. It does not, King Turkey. Nevin would not do that to you. He is not a sadist. Chris Croft says, you had you tuned by what you see / what? You had you tune by what you see / hear. Would be interesting to see how you tune compares to one using Chris Rosser's method. So my tuning philosophy is to push Betaflight a little bit off of stock. Stock Betaflight is very floppy, very loose. It's meant so that any rig can get up in the air. Half-ass built rig with shitty components, doesn't matter. Betaflight wants you to get in the air. If you push Betaflight a little bit, not a little bit, let's say a medium amount, you can get Betaflight to fly how all my rigs do. Watch as many of my edits as you want. Yes, they are edits. I don't post very many raw, full one battery flights, but my rigs don't prop wash. It's a little bit because I fly around it, because I've been flying for a while, but that's kind of a good thing. Here's the deal, right? You can tune a rig so that it'll never, ever, ever prop wash at this point with RPM filtering and all the tricks that Mark and Chris Rosser have figured out in the black box community. But in doing so, it will be at the razor's edge of what's possible, and if you bang up a motor, delaminate an arm, have some bolts that are coming loose, a flight controller that's not properly soft mounted, a bent propeller, any number of different things that happen when you go out and fly, right? It's not going to fly home. It might cook a motor or an ESC on the way home, or it might just be gone forever. I fly a good amount of unrecoverable locations, and so a tune with a little bit of headroom is really, really important to me. And one of the first things that I do in a tuning session is discuss what it is that you want. Do you want that absolute bleeding edge tune? If so, understand that you can't crash. You have to be one of these pilots that goes up in the air and stays way the hell up in the air and never, ever, 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 ever crashes. I'm being a little bit dramatic there, of course, but you know what I'm saying. Most people don't want that. If somebody does want that, that's going to be a little bit of a challenge for me because I don't usually push tunes that far. I don't think it's a really great idea. But most people want a little bit of a backed off tune so that they can beat the hell out of the rig. So yeah, and in that I'm not pushing a tune to the absolute edge of what's possible, it's not really all that hard for me to tune a rig. Like, I can do it just by motor heat, literally. And that's one of the beautiful things about kind of leaving your tune somewhere in this middle ground, is that you get, like, in my opinion, about 90% of the flight performance, but with way less risk and way more ability to not constantly be changing props, not constantly be changing motors. And just, you know, if you're flying over concrete, you can fly hard. You don't have to, like, oh God, I can't crash onto this concrete because it'll bend a motor bell or delam an arm and it'll all be lost. So yeah, that's just sort of my approach. Not saying it's the right answer. It's the right answer for me, that's for sure. I've tuned to the absolute bleeding edge of what's possible, and it's really cool. Every, like, maybe once or twice a battery, I'll put it into a situation where it should prop wash, and it won't prop wash. And it's like, ooh, that's cool. But, you know, that's 2 seconds out of a 5-minute long battery. That's a pretty small, like, benefit, in my opinion. Also, typically, because usually when you put a rig into, like, a scenario where it's going to hopelessly prop wash, the video doesn't really look good anyway. Even if it doesn't prop wash, like, the video doesn't look good. That's not a situation that I run into, other than when, like, I'm kind of making a mistake or a recovery or, like, an oh shit moment. And, like, at that point, the footage is kind of blown anyway, so, like, who cares? Let it prop wash. Nobody's going to see that other than you, right? Like, it's kind of like, it's just not important to me that once or twice a battery, my eyeballs don't see shaking, right? Because that's what it comes right down to, is, like, once or twice a battery, my eyeballs don't see the world go jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. That's fine. I'm cool with that. To have a rig that I can fly home on 2 out of 3 propellers and the motors are warm but not boiling. Or a rig that I can just get home, right? Like, you slam one on a rooftop and the props are all jacked up, you arm it, and you can actually fly it off the roof and then disarm it, versus if you've got a really cranked up tune, you arm it and the fucker just flies away because it's got too many vibes. So yeah, that's just sort of my approach. Again, no wrong answers. If it's really important to you to have an absolute bleeding edge of what's possible tune, that's awesome. It's really, really cool that we can do that. We've actually been able to do that for a while now. We can do it a little bit safer nowadays, though. But yeah, in that scenario, you got to have fresh motors, fresh arms, fresh props, fresh everything all the time, and that's just not... I kind of can't afford that either. Like if I had to try to keep motors that fresh and props that fresh, I'd be homeless living in a cardboard box. Frank Nicholas dropping the link to CiottiFPV.com. Thank you, Frank. GrizzFPV says, what's up, everybody? So stoked for tomorrow. Gel Captain says, would you mind to schedule one live stream more per week, more suitable for GMT +1 time zone? Sunday schedule is fine for me, but the rest of the week is while sleeping. Unfortunately not, Gel. The early in the day streams don't get any kind of a viewership. They get, like, it's a lot less. So yeah, unfortunately I can't, man. I tried that. I've tried it hundreds of times probably, and yeah, now that I rely on this to keep the rent paid, which just went up, and all the other things that are kind of going on, right? The separation. I'm now a truly single income household. I just can't afford to do it, man. I'm sorry. I try to say yes to everything, but I have to stream at the times that people are going to be here and people are going to do super chats and PayPals and all that good stuff. So sorry, brother. Bob Noxious says, no worries, would this be a Cobra? It certainly is. When I bought my 96 Cobra, and started building it into... Initially, I was building it for straight line stuff, but then I discovered autocross and started building it into an autocross car. Here it is. Once I'd thrown some parts at it, for some reason, my dad borrowed it for a week, and this is like early days of autocrossing with this car. Looks like there was somebody filming from the outside. I'll be damned. That's before I even had the stickers. Yeah, my dad borrowed it for a week and had such a fun time with it, and they're so cheap. This model year of Mustang Cobra, 96, 97, 98, they get like no love, so they're really cheap. Like $5,000 cheap, like in good shape, less than 100,000 miles. And my dad knew that, and he was like, if you can find me one of these things, I'll buy it like tomorrow. So I found him a white. His only requirements were that it needed to be white and a hardtop. And I found him a white hardtop for $5,500, and he bought it. And it's been absolutely bulletproof ever since. That's kind of the cool thing about these cars too. They have this incredible dual overhead cam modular 4.6 Ford engine with an aluminum block that was made in the Texid plant, which is where Ferrari engine blocks are made. So the engine block is pretty much indestructible. You can put like 1,000 horsepower through the engine block without any kind of girdling or bracing or anything like that. And then it's a Ford engine, so it's really well made and really well thought out and designed. And it's well balanced. It's dual overhead cam. It gets really good gas mileage. I used to get like 32, 33 miles per gallon on the highway with the damn thing. And yeah, my dad has driven his from like 80 something thousand miles to now damn near 200,000 miles. And you would never know it's a day over like 100,000 miles. It's just incredible. Super simple, basic maintenance, and they just keep going and going and going. It's such a great car. Such a great car. Most people hate the way they look. I actually really, really dig the way that they look. I probably dig the way that they look because in 1996, I was in high school. I think it was my senior year, and I was just getting into cars. And I'll never forget looking through a car magazine. And my parents had Mustangs, so I grew up around Mustangs. And I'll never forget like looking at the advertisement for the 96 Mustang Cobra, and one of the cool things was it's like a 7,000, I think it's a 7,100 RPM rev limit on a big 4.6 liter V8. And that was just like, I remember reading that and being like, oh my God, that's going to sound absurd. And then, yeah, like you're, impressionable youth, like getting into a new thing, like that comes out. It's like, damn, okay. And I remember kind of thinking like someday I'll have one of those. And 15 plus years later, a friend of mine had one and he sold it to me, which was pretty cool. And that's a bunch of the story of the first car I ever bought. My first car ever was an 87 Fox body 4-cylinder Mustang that my parents gave to me. Because they were kind of done with it. But yeah, the 96 Cobra convertible was the first car I ever actually bought with my money. Here's what it looked like. I missed that car, man. When I got really deep into autocross, I bought the Miata, and it's just so much of a better platform for autocross. That I put most of my effort into the Miata, but I held on to the Mustang and I just put it under a car cover. This was back when I was making really good money in sales and then into project management when I lived up north. But then when I moved south, the days of making good money were kind of gone, unfortunately. And I ended up having to sell this car, unfortunately. But man, I missed it. Oh yeah, that's right. The 4 of them at a Mustang meet. Jesus. Hey, there's my old car. That's my first car ever. That's the little 4-cylinder box body. And there's my dad's. Hey, there's my dad's white one. And yeah, he had me help him out. Stock ride height, yikes. He had me help him out do the suspension a little bit. We threw some. I actually took when I went to coilovers on my 96. I took my shock struts and regular springs, and we put them on his car to lower it down a little bit. Yeah, man, I miss this car. This car was such a fucking riot. What a noise, man. I'll argue to the goddamn grave that this is the best sounding V8 ever produced. This 4.6 liter at 7,000 RPM makes a noise that would just make babies cry. Oh yeah, I spent a little bit of time with it wingless. I hated that. Did not like that look. Ugh. There it is. Oh, that's right. It was before I put the Steeda wing on it. Yeah. I drove it around wingless for like a week. That's at. This is where it was originally going to be eventually used at New Jersey NJMP, New Jersey Motorsports Park. Never did get it out on track. Man, it was close. All I really needed to do was build the cooling system, and it would have been track ready. But the problem was, by this point, the engine had 190,000 miles on it, and a lot of those miles were me miles. And it was just the ring gaps were really loose. It was blowing oil. The oil control rings were worn down. You can't pound on a car all day every day and expect it to last 200,000 miles. It just doesn't work like that. If you want a car to last 200,000 miles and still make good power and not smoke, you got to kind of not take care of it, but you can't just pound on it. Like, I used to romp on this car every fucking day. Like, every single day, I would hammer this car to redline multiple times because it was just intoxicating. Like, it just, the fucking noise it made, and like, it made just the right amount of power. And I went pretty nuts on the suspension, and when you go nuts on the suspension in a Mustang, you can make it really decent. It was just so goddamn much fun to drive. Ugh. Man, this car is like my 20s. Like, this car represents my 20s, and it was just amazing. And the beginning of autocross. This was really the car that got me into autocross, and it was just a big old fat pig, and it was not very competitive, but goddamn was it fun to try to make it work in a tiny little really technical autocross scenario. Ugh, what great fun. Let's do some. Let me get caught up on chat. How are you guys getting me on such tangents tonight already? Ramp Donko says same with car prices in the UK. That's true. That makes sense. Yeah. Why would it be any? As I was reading that, I was like, wait, what? I'm like, yeah. Well, of course. FinFPV says, hey, sexy. How you doing tonight? I'm good, Finn. How are you, man? Zaneka says, oh damn, sorry dude about your Miata. It's the story of the fucking Miata at this point. I get to have the car for a couple months, and then some bullshit happens, and it gets taken away from me for literally years at a time. It's ever since I moved to Charleston, the whole car situation has been such a complete nightmare. Every year that I lived in Charleston, somebody would ram into the Miata when it was either parked or when I was just sitting in traffic with it. Man, the fucking drivers in the South, like, it's scary, dude. It's fucking scary. I drove in New Jersey from 17 or 18, however the hell old you are when you start driving, until 33. Not a single accident, never hit in a parking lot, nothing. And then it's like every year that I've lived in the South, my cars have been assaulted. Assaulted! God damn it. Stop fucking blowing holes in my boat, you Sons of bitches. Shameless FPV says, have basically not been in the hobby since December. My voice is starting to go. But on my way home after catching up with my boys Shrink FPV and Rip 10 packs. Very cool, Shameless. He also says, I forget how good this FOB shit is. FOB, Forward Operating Base? Bob Noxious says, I was raised that it was a dishonor to say no to those that help you. Mother is Japanese. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that about Japanese culture. I love that. Huh. I'm moving to Japan. Oh, that'd be fun. DBs is in the house. Have you played around with the Insta360 Go too much? Does anyone agree it's a fantastic camera? I've not even seen one, to be honest. I'm holding out for Amazon. So somebody in the last live stream was telling us that they're having a really hard time with Insta360 Go's customer service department. Insta360 Go offers physical damage protection, like a warranty. And whoever it was in the chat said that they had 3 cameras in for warranty repair right now, and Insta was not replying. I was kind of worried about that. Like, I know that I can trust Best Buy Geek Squad for physical damage replacement and Amazon's Assurion. But I've heard horror stories about a lot of other physical damage protection warranties and FPV related demolition, right? Like, we don't break stuff like normal people do. We put shit in a wood chipper. So yeah, I've held off on buying an Insta360 Go 2 because of that, and it looks like I might have maybe been right for a change. I know that seems insane, but it looks like I might have done the right thing. I'm actually going on Amazon right now. I try to check this as often as I can to see if there's one of these listings that has Assurion damage protection. So let's see. Physical damage protection, that is. Easiest way to see is just to add it to your cart. Nope, see, it's not. That one doesn't have it. It pops up if it's available. And this one's not going to have it either, is it? Nope. So, yeah, still don't have it. Let's check Best Buy's website and see if they're selling it yet. I would really prefer to buy it from Best Buy, but for some reason, they've never sold the... It's never been on their website before. So this is a really good sign. I'm really excited about this. Okay, cool. So it's on their website now. That's pretty awesome. I'm going to leave this tab opened and check it like a neurotic lunatic. Like the neurotic maniac that I am. That's awesome. Way to go, Best Buy. Now they just need to get it in stock, damn it. In the chat. DBs, though, I have heard from multiple people that I trust that the Insta360 Go 2 is a great camera. So, yeah, I can't wait to get my hands on one. Weirdo with a Skateboard feels like the biggest problem he has now is him being too stupid to put it into boot mode. You just gotta find the button on it, Weirdo. There's a button on the top of the flight controller usually, or maybe on the bottom, and you hold that button and then you plug USB into it for power, and that's gonna put it into DFU mode. Or there's a CLI command. I forget what the CLI command is. Might be boot. Chat. Somebody tag that weirdo with a skateboard and tell him what the CLI boot DFU command is. I always forget what it is because they changed it a bunch of times. T-Bird says, what's up? I found a comfort inn. Very cool. T-Bird was in a no air conditioning situation in Atlanta, and that's a terrible situation earlier. Espander says, what size capacitor are you putting on your glides? 1000 UF Espander, the regular, you know, super popular Panasonic low EFR, gold and black, 1000 UF. People smarter than me on the internet claim that that's overkill, but there's a spot where it fits perfectly on the glide, and they don't weigh anything, so kind of no reason to put anything smaller. Apparently all we actually need is like a 470 UF, but capacitance is... extra capacitance isn't going to hurt anything. It can only kind of help, is my understanding of it. So, Xenakis FPV says, CiottiFPV motorboating his goggles. One IFPV agrees on my tuning philosophy. Gel Captain says, no worries, by the way. Oh yeah, Jella, right. Jella Captain. Told you I'd forget, dude. I fucking told you I'd forget. Bob Noxious with a $10 super chat. Thank you, brother. Looking forward to tomorrow. I think it's amazing that we have a chance to hang. This is for an amazing man, no matter how gangly you are. Love you, bro. Thanks, Bob. Yeah, I can't wait to meet all you guys tomorrow. It's going to be a blast. It's going to be really, really cool. Phil Stoneberg says, now you can buy an EcoBoost Mustang just like Joshua Bardwell. I did the 4-cylinder Mustang thing. That was what my first car was. They're great, especially the new ones. It makes so much sense with the new ones, because they're not muscle cars anymore. They're straight up like world cars and like touring cars. So man, it makes a lot of sense with the new ones. But having owned a uncatalyzed long tube headered 4.6 liter 7,000 RPM dual overhead cam V8 Mustang, I'll only ever, if I ever own a Mustang again, it'll be V8 for sure. It's just a big part. On the older ones, it makes even more sense because they're horrible. They're not horrible cars, but they're not great cars. The chassis are very sloppy. There's a lot of problems with them. On the new ones, it makes sense because they're not terrible cars, but it's not that much extra money to get a soundtrack that will just give you the biggest erection that you've ever had in your entire life. Listen to this thing here. I don't think I have music in this. Look at this. An hour, 5th gear, both windows open, holding the mic, and that's 2,500, 2,700. Shifted. That was 5,000. All right, 4,000, foot down. That was 4,500. Come on now. Come on. How can you not have that soundtrack in your life? See if I can get you another one. I think there's a tunnel run in here somewhere. Is this in the tunnel?
Third gear 4,500, foot down. Third gear 4,500,
Foot down. The miss shift, yes! What a good time for a miss shift to get the free rev in there. Hold on, let me find. I know there's a tunnel run in here somewhere. Or it's not a tunnel run, it's a bridge. Oh, is that it? Oh, the pops and bangs. Oh. so dirty. Those dirty bangs coming out of the exhaust. That car used to shoot like 10 feet of flame. When I would shift it right, it ran so rich, no tune or anything. It would shoot these big old fireballs. Oh, there's inside the bridge or whatever. Hold on. Where's it at? Come on. Where is it? All the non-car people are just... They're probably all gone by now. Oh, there's a good one. There's a good one. Yikes. Oh. Oh. Oh, Christ. Cars are fun, man. What an expensive hobby, though. Good Lord. Just... That's a good way to make $1 million with cars as a hobby. Start with 2! Here are fireballs. Enough cars, enough car talk. This is an FPV stream. Stop talking cars, chat. You're a bad influence on me. T-Bird says 98 Mustang is the only thing I've had that's not a Jeep. Thanks again, Bob Noxious. Very, very generous of you, my man. Grizz FPV says, what do you think of the 88 RX-7? Stop it! No more car questions. The RX-7s are all the greatest cars in the world. They're just too expensive, and the Doritos are too unreliable, and they don't make any torque. But yeah, in a perfect world, my third or fourth car, if I ever had, like, you know, a daily and then like a fun car, like the third car would probably be an RX-7 of some generation, not sure which one. Weirdo's Skateboard says, notice the time, Deadass gonna be up in 3 hours. Have a good one, lad. Weirdo's probably already gone. Thanks for hanging, brother. T-Bird says keep equals Jeep. Mr. Huggy says, well, my first car was a Ford Ka hatchback with a manual gearbox and a Speedo that worked sometimes. Also driven a Mustang from Philly to Toronto. Didn't think much about it. Ford Ka is similar to the Mazda 2, which is pretty cool. I wish we got Ford Kas in this country. They were really fun. Nice lightweight hatchbacks. We don't get enough lightweight hatchbacks in the U.S. Metal Dirtskin went to college with awful people who were all about those American V8 monstrosities, so I became a lifelong Euro car guy. Yeah, you got to find the trick with American cars is you find the guys that are into cornering. Track days, autocross, hill climb, stuff like that. Those are the cool people that own the American cars. Yeah, it's a tough scene. Shameless FPV says FPV not fob, autocorrect. Oh, okay. Got it. Love FPV, not Ford operating base. Ramdonko says the Insta blah blah go looks best as a minion. Yeah, it really does. It really does. They're doing, like, I think there's stickers that you can put on the Insta360 Go too that make it look like all kinds of cool fun things. Bob Noxious says long tubes sound amazing. They certainly do. He says you're gonna get a ticket coming back. Nah, I'm over. I don't really speed. I drive like a fucking grandpa now. It's one of the nice things that comes from like autocross and track days is that like after you do that in a controlled situation where you can actually push really hard and get it out of your system, when you drive on the public streets, it's just kind of like, this is not exciting in any way. So I'll just. For me, it turned into like, let me see what kind of I turned into a fucking hypermiler. If nothing else, then to save money for FPV and photography and to build the cars and whatnot. Mr. Huggy says new YouTube channel will be V8 ASMR. Grizz FPV says I need to go clean myself now. And I'm caught up on the chat. Bob Duck just says, erect I am, love the sound of the 4.6 2-valve and 4-valve. I never really liked the sound of the 2-valve 4.6s. There was something about the 4-valve that just fucking did it for me. And then the S197 Mustangs that were the 3 valves, they sounded pretty good too. But I could always tell the difference between the sound of the 2 and the 3 and the 4 valve, which is kind of crazy. Dauntless just ripped his slammed glide. This thing works. Nice, Dauntless. This thing works. Of course it works. Does it work well is the question. This 2 Fiddy's not getting done tonight, is it? We're already an hour in. Keep in mind, I am going to go off at 9 o'clock because that's when Bot Grinder goes on, and I don't want to step on his time slot. So let's just get a bunch more stuff done. I pulled a RunCam hybrid out of another build, so I do have a RunCam hybrid again, but we need to go back again and redo the way I'm going to mount it again because the mounting setup that I thought was going to work on the last stream will not work. So we're going back, and we went 15 mil plastic standoffs, and then I said, no, I have a better way of doing that. And then the better way of doing it was not a better way of doing it. It was a way of doing it that doesn't work. So this is a 16, so that's in the right spot. But hey, that's scratch building. It's a real son of a bitch. A lot of the time. No prop wash, no bounce back, and very little filtering, says Dauntless. Very cool. That's what Dauntless is kind of getting at, without getting at it, is that when you build rigs really light, they don't have a lot of the same flight issues as the heavier rigs. When you've got less weight, you've got less momentum. The PID loop doesn't have to work as hard. And like it really makes a difference. Like it's I'm not just bullshitting to try to justify the fact that I build my rigs really light. It absolutely makes a difference. Why wouldn't it? Right? Like why wouldn't less momentum allow an error correction loop to perform better? Right? Like it's kind of 1 + 1 = 2. Hopefully it doesn't equal 3. Because then the world will have gone mad. I think these M2x7s I figured out last time are the right length to go into these little ding-dongs. So we're going to get these guys threaded up through these little M2 press nuts that Tommy's got on the bottom of this guy. And then the plastic standoff is going to go on the top. I'm not totally convinced that these plastic standoffs are going to be strong enough, but I don't have, and I kind of don't want to use 15 millimeter tall M2 metal standoffs, especially 4 of them. So I'm going to give them a shot. I kind of think that it'll be okay. I'm not like 100% sure, but I get a good feeling. I'm only putting 1 board on them, and I'm mainly building this to do some motor testing. I have a feeling that this is not going to be a build that I fly like crazy. You never know. It could totally blow me away. But I'm pretty kind of locked into the Rip Squeaks as my micro rig. This is going to have to be like really, really good to pull me away from the Rip Squeaks. And quite frankly, I'm sure it's going to be good, but frame design is kind of at a point where it doesn't really make all that much of a difference, if we're being honest. There are lots and lots and lots of really good frames out there, so like having an expectation that like, oh, I just spent $100 on this frame, it's going to blow me away, that's a good way to be disappointed. It just doesn't happen like that very often. We're at a point in the R&D cycle of this hobby where all we're going to get is incremental small improvements. And that's a good thing, because that means that we've got access to frames like the Glide for $50 that is arguably the best. It's the best frame I've found. I've yet to be able to find a frame better than the Glide. And that's fucking great, you know. Like it's really nice that we've got that. Okay, cool. So now we've got our little platform for the hippie hoppy, and we can. Okay, so I need to. I mean, I kind of might as well mount it and then wire it up, because it's going to be up on top. And then I think I'm going from the top here. Okay, yeah. So let's get the stack going here. Let's get the stack mounted and kind of locked down. And then I'll zip tie the receiver and the. Okay, so I'm not going to use these ones because these are the ones with the glue adhesive all over them. I'm going to use these ones that are over here. I lost my train of thought. Let me read the chat. That'll make me remember. No, it won't. Where we at? June Logo says, I'd rather watch CiottiFPV, not bot. That's okay, June. I won't tell DJ on you. Grumpy FPV says, Tommy was on LDO last night and he mentioned the 3.5 inch 250. When do you think it will be out? What's LDO? I actually was not aware that he was going to be doing a 3.5 inch 250, so that is news to me. I'm actually kind of surprised that he's doing that. I would think that he would just say use the 4-inch arms and put 3.5 inch props on them, which is kind of what I'm doing here. But all that being said, he is able to cut carbon in-house, so there's kind of no reason for him not to offer 3.5 inch arms, right? I mean, just knock the design out real quick and just cut a bunch of them, and hey, you want 5-inch arms, 4-inch arms, and 3.5 inch arms for your rig? That's pretty cool. I mean, it's actually really cool. It's really, really cool to be able to have different arm options. It's one of the things that I've always loved about the Glide, is that there's been a bunch of different arm options. 5-inch, 4mm thick, 5mm thick, 6mm thick, 5.5 inch, 6 inch, 7 inch, dead cat 5 inch, dead cat 5.5 inch. It's really, really slick to have access to those options. I mean, if they don't interest you, I mean, that's fine. But there's somebody that they're going to interest, and that person is doing a goddamn dance right now to have access to them, because that's kind of new. Like, we'll usually get a frame with like 5 and 6, and that's kind of it. 5-inch arms, 6-inch arms. No dead cat options, no 5.5 inch options, no different thickness options. So yeah, it's really cool that Tommy's going to be doing that. That's pretty awesome. I have absolutely no idea. I mean, I guess it's kind of obvious that I don't know anything about the release date, because I didn't even know that it was. I didn't even know it was going to be released. So yeah, no, I'm of no help there. I just kind of broke this little plastic thing, which is very annoying, but luckily I have extras of these. Let me fold that down so I don't forget that it's broken. Doc says, has anyone at BQE suggested when the Rip Scoops are going to be back in stock ever again? They've been in stock a bunch, Doc. They come into stock. You guys all go buy the shit out of them. They go out of stock. They come back in stock like a week later. You guys go buy the hell out of them. So yeah, I feel like I message Bob almost every week at this point, asking him when they'll be back in stock, and he always says that they'll be back in stock like the beginning of next week. And then a lot of times I'll see them come back in stock. So yeah, you just got to throw it open in a tab and check it every day. He can Yeah. Metal Dirksen says, did I miss the mailbag? You did not, Metal. I've actually been kind of waiting for you so that you'd be here when I did it. Perfect timing, especially because I don't feel like working on this quad right now. Blandon, also known as Metal Dirtskin, sent your boy CiottiFPV some really cool stuff, some of which is going to end up in the giveaways. Where the hell did I put those, the 3.5-inch props? Well, he sent me a bunch of 3.5-inch props that apparently I've lost. Nah, there they are. There they are. I knew I put them near the workbench, but they were camouflaged in. He happened to have a couple of extra sets of these old school Emax Avan Scimitar 3.5 by 2.8s that have the M5 or T-mount hole in the middle. The new version of these props doesn't, which is just real annoying. Because these X-Nova 1804s are, I think, kind of the perfect motor for these propellers. So, yeah. That's a little annoying, but at the same time, we're used to it in this hobby by now. He also sent some really cool other stuff. This sticker is super awesome, and it's an Oregon sticker. I'm hoping to move to Oregon at some point in the next 5 or 10 years. The coolest thing that he sent, though, are these T-Motor 1408s. Nice, smooth running 1408s. These are the T-Motor F20s. I thought one of them was open. Yeah. Is it the F20? Yeah, F20 version 2, actually. These are what Impulse RC initially had made for the Micro Alien? The Mini Alien? I think the Mini Alien and the Mini Reverb. They had these motors made for it. And yeah, these are the smoothest 1408 I've ever felt, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, this is pretty cool. I think he also told me that these are from Onigiri, over in Australia land, which makes them even cooler. And so yeah, very, very cool of him to send these over. I don't know if I'm gonna do something with these or if these are gonna be like a special giveaway item. I've flown so many 1408s that like I don't really know what me doing a build with these would accomplish. I kind of already know that I don't like stators that are that tall. Yes, these are smooth, so these would be the first smooth set of 1408s that I've run, but they're still going to have the same power delivery. The width versus the height, the ratio of width to height of the stator has a lot to do with the way that it delivers power through the throttle range. And I prefer shorter, fatter motors. These are really cool, though. This is super cool that he sent these. This is a Run Cam Micro Eagle, I believe. A fresh Run Cam Micro Eagle. Look at that. Fresh, new in box Micro Eagle. If you don't know, the Micro Eagle was my preferred camera for a long, long time. It is a fantastic camera. Nowadays, in order to get to the 15mm standoffs on my glide builds, I had to move away from these, which is very sad because it's still a phenomenal camera. So this is probably going to make its way into a giveaway for one of you guys that's not running crazy low standoffs, and you're going to love it. The Micro Eagle is just such a good camera. Couple of sets of GemFan D76 props, which is actually hysterical because I ran out. I somehow ran out of D76 props, and I had to use one of the ones from this bag. I was going to put them all into giveaways, but I'm actually going to end up using these, I think. Couple of these awesome little 8mm swiveling wrenches which is great. These are like, this is such a good example of like a perfect giveaway item, because like everybody can use an extra prop wrench. This is a Ripsqueak canopy, a really cool looking Ripsqueak canopy that he sent over. Look at the color change on that, from pink to yellow to blue. Super dope. This is, if you build a Ripsqueak to race, this is the canopy that you use. So what I'll probably do is, next time I see the Ripsqueak in stock, I'll snag an extra one for a $10 a month giveaway item, and then I'll put this bag of awesome TPU stuff with it. Also, there's the thick Fat Boy arm mounts, which are awesome. I'm probably gonna steal those, and some blue ones, and then the Insta360 Go mount as well. Is this for the 1 or for the 2? It looks like this is for the 2. I might steal this as well. But yeah, some of this stuff I'll make it into the giveaway. Some of it I'll use. And last but certainly not least, I totally forgot that I even sent these to him. If you OG folks will remember these, I bought a shitload of these Racecraft 6 blades, and I sent a ton of them out to you guys, because who doesn't want to know what a 6 blade feels like? Well, Metal Dirtskin had offered to cut a bunch of these down to 3-inch for me. I forget what he said he had, but he had a specific cutting setup that would actually do it evenly. I typically don't screw around with cutting props down, because I'm always worried that the prop is going to not be balanced when you're done cutting it. But he obviously has some sort of a jig that he's used to do this, which seems to have gotten this thing pretty damn perfect. We can actually test it. One of the ways you can see if a prop is balanced, it's not foolproof, but you take your little spool of solder, and you put the, this actually might be too heavy for this. I might bend the solder down. Yeah, sure enough. What if I put it in close? If I put it in close, it's fine. So let's see. So what you don't want to see is that it just always goes and falls off the front of your little spool of solder. What you don't want to see is it like rapidly returning. See, so it's kind of dropping down a little bit there, but it's not doing it. Moving on. These are very cool. I can't wait to see if these are balanced. I'm very curious if these are going to be balanced. Oh, you know, I don't have a Cinewhoop these will work on. Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do. The other Cinewhoop has T-mount motors. I'm interested to see if these are balanced, and what they're like compared to the D76s. I can't imagine. I have a feeling that the D76s will be better, but I mean, what a cool little experiment. Very cool. Metal. Thanks, dude. This is fucking awesome. I think I actually accidentally sent out all of these 6 blades that I had. So if nothing else, these will go in the drawer as a reminder that Racecraft made 6 blade props. Very, very cool. Very, very generous, Metal. Super cool of you, man. Okay. I'm gonna figure this stuff out when I'm not talking to you people live in person. I'll organize that. Yeah, I've had that box sitting there and I've just been like, ooh. Wait until you catch Metal in the chat so he can actually see this. I feel bad when people send me stuff and then I unbox it on the stream and they miss that stream, and then I'll get a message like 2 weeks later like, hey man, did you ever get that package? I'm like, oh fuck, I should. Like, I just assume that people are watching, right? And that's just insane. Grizz FPV says, I will have my 250 4-inch with me. Ooh, very cool, because this one won't be done. Grumpy FPV says, it's a YouTube channel here in the UK. Let's drone out every Thursday at 8. Just a few guys chatting about drone stuff. I've actually, I'm subscribed to those guys. They run an awesome little live stream. Zanakis says Ripsqueak should be in stock soon. He was out for health reasons for a bit. Let me know and I can order some backups for you. Very cool, Zanakis. Zanakis being the mastermind and creator of FPV Exchange. So not only did he make a website to help us out, and he saves lives all day helping us out in ER, but he's in the chat answering questions. Come on. Get over to FPV Exchange or I'll hit you with a baseball bat. RC Ritter FPV blew up his FPV Cycle 1S AIO. Best in-stock replacement option. Oh, God, no clue, RC Ritter. I don't know anything about toothpick AIOs, nor do I have any idea what's in stock and where it's in stock. Every time I've gone to order stuff lately, it's just been a fucking nightmare. I have no clue, man. Sorry. All I can say is probably stay away from the beta FPV ones, I think. I could be totally wrong. But last I heard, the beta FPV toothpick AIOs were not very reliable. But again, I could totally be wrong there. Toothpick is not on my radar at all. Ramdanko is trying to get some Nachi 0802s to spin. Is 1S too low power? One spins, then sometimes 2 and 3. Same in beta flight motors. Have I missed something? I mean, all the 1S tiny, not all, but most of the 1S tiny whoops are on 0802s. So yeah, 1S is not too low power. I guess there's a chance that your 1S batteries are whooped. No pun intended. If your the little 1S batteries don't last very long. Like if you get them past like 20 or 30 cycles, it's pretty impressive. Chuck Toast likes turtles. Yeah, I mean they should spin just fine. Go into the 0802s do require all the ramp up power that they can get. So one thing to check is to go into BL Heli and make sure your ramp up power, BL Heli S, because none of the whoops are on BL Heli 32. So in BL Heli S, make sure your ramp up power is 1.5. It's max. Make sure your ramp up power is absolutely maxed out. I think that's 1.5. Other than that, make sure that your idle throttle is high enough. You want it to be your digital idle in the configuration tab of Betaflight. You want that to be at a minimum like 5.5, maybe move it up to 6, 6.5, 7. Other than that, check your solder connections. And that's all I can really think of. Yeah, I can't think of anything else. But there's 3 different things for you to check. Metal Dirton says it was the Micro Alien. There we go. I put 1504.5s on it instead. Metal, how much better are the 1504.5s than the 1408s? Grizz says the JHE MCU AIOs are solid. That's what I use. Fair warning on the JHE MCUs. I have heard from some, I think it was Joshua actually, Bardwell, that the JHE MCUs are not as reliable as the beta FPVs, and we know that the beta FPVs are not all that reliable. Apparently he talked to somebody at RDQ or maybe Get FPV, and they'd said that from a customer service standpoint, they were getting a higher percentage of returns on the JHE MCU than the beta FPV. This was after, it seems like JHE MCU, the first run that they did were really good, and then it all went to hell after that, which is kind of becoming a thing in FPV. We're kind of starting to see that with a lot of different manufacturers. They launch a new product, and the first 1,000 or 2,000 or however many are in their first run go out with good quality control, which kind of makes sense, right? From like a business standpoint, it's like, okay, let's spend some extra money on the first run. We'll send them out. Everybody will have a good experience. They're going to blow up anyway because they're AIOs, and all AIOs do is blow up. And then they'll come back to us, and then we can kind of half-ass it and make some actual money. I'm not saying that this is what they're doing, but you know, if I was an evil businessman, it's something that I might do. You know, we're kind of like, and then like we all have Stockholm syndrome, right? Because like if we get something out of the box and we install it and it doesn't work, we immediately blame ourselves because, you know, we couldn't possibly build an entire rig the correct way all the way through because there's only like 8 million things to fuck up, right? And then we forget that that maybe it just wasn't good out of the box, and we go and buy another one. So, you know. Double A's in the house. He says hello. Ramdonko says, what was the second suggestion? P.S. It's Beta FPV S1S latest, dare I say it, FFFFAAO. I don't really have any suggestions, Ram. I have no idea. I very specifically try not to suggest anything for toothpicks because I just have absolutely no clue. I don't fly them anymore. I don't pay any attention to the AIOs. The AIOs can all burn in a fire as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, I specifically don't talk about them because I don't want anybody to buy them, because every single person that I talk to, not every single person, but like 90+% of the people that I talk to have terrible experiences with AIOs. And that sucks. 20x20 stacks are amazing. AIOs are awful. 20x20 stack forever. Unfortunately, it's not that simple when it comes to toothpicks, but don't fly a toothpick. Build a Ripsqueak Micro. It's better. Flies more like a 5-inch. Protects the camera. Other good things. You can carry HD without props in view. Lots of good, lots of advantages of going 3-inch freestyle versus toothpick. And they're still quiet enough, in my opinion, to rip around the neighborhood and stuff. All right, back to work. So I put my little M2 to M3 adapters on here. And so now we're just going to throw the flight controller down. I'm not going to screw it down because I need to solder to it in a little bit here. But for right now, I'm just going to leave it kind of hanging out here. What I want to check is the spacing. And we are totally fine. We have plenty of space in between. Man, I could go to even higher spacers. Look at that, Jesus. Yeah, we've got plenty of space between the flight controller and the ESC. Damn. I would kind of like to pull these screws out and go to shorter screws, but that's stupid, and I'm not going to do that. What I am going to do, though, is I'm going to put a little 1mm spacer. I'm going to put a little 1mm spacer. This ESC is going to really get the shit kicked out of it on this rig, because I've got these 1804s. I'm going to be putting 3.5-inch props on it. It's got HD, so I'm going to fly it hard as hell. Like, this rig's going to do some sketchy shit. Since it's sub 250 and safe, I'm going downtown with this, and I'm going to put it down the side of a big-ass building safely. And in the process, you know, that's going to sort of be the motor testing. So I want to give this ESC as much of a shot at living as I possibly can. And one of the easier ways to do that is just to give it as much airflow as you sort of can. And so let's do that real quick. I'm just going to add one more little bit of spacing. Actually, I have 4 of them sitting out here. A little bit more spacing between the ESC and the flight controller so that there's as much airflow as possible within reason. I still want the stack to be slammed because this is a tight build. The standoffs are not super tall on this rig, so you got to be careful. But I should have plenty of room because I think this uses 20mm standoffs. So yeah, there's plenty of room there. Cool. So there we go. 1 more millimeter of spacing. Oh, nope. Now I gotta put these M2 to M3 adapters back on. And my hair just got caught in the overhead light. That hurt. Ramdonko is smiling his ass off. Athix saying what's up. What else we got going on over there? CGKFPV says, I heard if you drop a penny from high enough altitude and hit somebody on the head, when it reaches the ground, they would die instantly. Mythbusters tested that actually, and I think they debunked it. I think basically, if the penny somehow fell vertical like this, then maybe that would be true. But they never do that. They always move around, and as soon as they start moving around, it doesn't. The fall speed becomes so low that it really won't hurt anybody. Adam built a gun to simulate the maximum. Yeah, actually, you know what? Even if it was vertical, I think he built a gun to no. He built a gun to simulate the realistic fall rate with it flopping around. And he was shooting himself in the hand with the gun to prove that it's not deadly. But yeah, there's a Mythbusters episode around that. It was a good one. It's a good one. I miss that show, man. I mean, it's kind of not cool to say that because my God, they gave us a lot of seasons of that show to rewatch. So like, anytime you miss that show, it's like I gotta kind of tell myself like, shut up, idiot. Go watch the 11 billion replays. Stop complaining. Just can't expect somebody to make something forever. It's just totally unrealistic. And when people put 10 plus years into something, it's like, oh my God, like that is a gift. That is a super gift. I'm trying to get some of the adhesive out of the middle of this one. Oh, you know, that's not adhesive, that's the nylock. Why do I keep picking at it? Stop picking at it, you lunatic. Apparently there's a huge thunderstorm outside because I can hear it. That's all. That's all I wanted to say. That's all I got for you. Why am I still doing this? It's the nylock. I'm literally yanking out the nylock. So, okay. We got our M2 to M3 converters. We're going to drop this Talon F7 down on here. And then this is where this little communications bundle is going to live with an RxSR receiver and a eSheen Nano VTX. And now I'm going to paint your silver pants blue. Instead of doing that, what's actually going to happen is I'm going to mount this run cam board. And the question is, which direction do I mount it in? I'm going to mount it like this because then the solder pads are facing upwards. You know what I do want to check though? It's that the standoffs are going to be high enough. And it looks like they are. Let's just double check. Come on. Oh my God, that's going to be really close. I think it's going to be fine, but wow, this is going to be a tight build, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a tight one. That's what she said! Wow, this is going to be real tight. Okay, let the games begin. So I'm just going to use screws down from the top, which is one of my favorite ways to mount things because then it makes removing them really easy. I hate dealing with nuts. I hate the whole screw up from the bottom and then a nut on the nylock nut on the top thing. It's nowhere near as handy as doing it like this, but you can't always do it like this because you gotta have a big thick spacer in it. Let's see what my phone's hollering at me about. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Oh no. Hang on a second. Hold on. The things with I'm gonna have to get up a little earlier than I thought tomorrow, but that's fine because I'm exhausted, so I should be able to fall asleep at a normal time tonight. Okay, cool. So, where are we at? 135, 836. Adam Savage is indeed awesome. Yeah, if you guys don't know, Adam Savage's YouTube channel is arguably the best YouTube channel. It's called Tested. Go subscribe to Tested right now or I'll kill you. Athix says, as long as it's not raining tomorrow, let's take a look. Let's take a look. Weather. Saturday, fuck, 40% chance. That sucks. Will it give me an hour by hour for Saturday? Oh, shitters. Yeah, well. 3 p.m. tomorrow when we're supposed to meet up, 30% chance of rain. 4 p.m., 40%, 5 p.m., 40%, 6 p.m., 40%. That blows, but hopefully, you know, the odds are for us at the moment. Yo, I get so many fucking phone calls a day now. My God. And nobody ever leaves a voicemail. I wonder who these people are. What do we got here? Okay. Ram Donko is learning lots and fixing, getting there. I just give you my latest problems, so many thanks. You're certainly welcome, Ram. I'm here for you, brother. Athix says, oh yeah. We got that, and cool. Back to work. Wait, let me check this rain out. What's it look like outside? Oh, boy. Oh, there's one of those real yellow sunsets. Oh, fancy sky. I forgot to mention at the beginning of the stream, that was one of the spots that that might be the second spot that we go to tomorrow. Here's a little bit more flying from that spot. I want to go see this sunset real quick. Don't want to show that one. Oh, I'll be right back. I expect that all you guys that are coming will have all these spots memorized. Sometimes you just gotta power loop it out, man. Some days you just gotta just get your power loop on. Just keep doing it. I love this spot, man. I fucking love this spot. A lot of the spots in Atlanta are like, they're so technical that there's like no, like unless you're absolutely dialed in, all you're gonna do is destroy everything. Like, it's kind of frustrating. This spot, you can fly it comfortably, or you can hammer. Like, it's kind of cool. It's got like areas that, you know, are more chill, but still cool looking and still fun. But then you can really go for it, and there's some really small gaps and awkward, like, distances that you can try to kind of figure out how to connect. It's pretty cool. It's a good spot. Aethix is going to try to bring his 40-foot pole. Don't even worry about it, Aethix. I have 2 of them. So we'll be good to go. This is what I'm eating because I'm a fat white man. I have a stomach ache, so the solution is obviously to eat golden Oreos. More thunder. It's actually not raining outside. I think the storm's blown over. All right. H2O says, hey, yeah, I made it. Hi to all. I'm glad you finally made a stream, H2O. I swear to God, I don't usually just sit here on the streams and eat. Actually, I kind of never sit here and eat. But these were in the kitchen. My stomach was hurting. And, you know. It's the cat using the litter box. Apparently I just killed Phil Sonnenberg. You're not missing anything, Phil. These aren't that great. Oh, they're so good. Oh God! Here we go! Here we go! Good, 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 good. Alright. Hopefully you guys aren't lactose intolerant. Okay. Here we go. More meat for the other meat eaters. I think these are a little too long. Hold on. Am I still using these? These by 6s? These are by 6s. These are what I want. The longer of a screw, because of the way that I'm doing this with these plastic standoffs, I can kind of control how strong these are by running longer. I mean, this goes for all standoffs. If you're having a problem where your standoffs keep bending or breaking, all you've got to do is run longer screws. Because by running longer screws, you turn it from a hollow standoff into a solid standoff with steel in it. That what you want to remember about most standoffs is that they're aluminum. These screws are steel. So increasing the length of the screw is a really easy, quick, and dirty way to increase the strength of the standoff. So that's what I'm trying to do here with these plastic standoffs, is I'm trying to run screws in there that are, I mean, you don't want to take up the whole, unless you have to, you don't want to take up the whole distance because it's heavy. But yeah, I'm using screws that are a little bit longer than I really need to increase the strength of the of these plastic standoffs. I mean, I guess, technically speaking, what we all should be doing is running the shortest length possible and then you see if the standoff survives. If it doesn't survive, you put a 2mm or 1mm longer screw in there, see if that's strong enough, you know what I mean? And you can kind of just like walk it up, so to speak, millimeter by millimeter until it stops breaking. I guess that would be the best way to do it. But yeah, your mileage may vary. Doesn't really make sense in that context, but nobody called me on it yet, so it's fine. Nobody will know. I also need to find a spot for this capacitor, which is kind of annoying, if I'm honest, because I have a funny feeling it's going to be hard to find a spot for it, but I'll deal with that in a minute, more than likely. MotoRef can't get battery voltage to show up in Betaflight or on the OSD. Can you help explain getting voltage to show up from scratch, please? I mean, I don't really know of a way to do it. It just kind of does it. I think. Can anybody in the chat think of anything that they've had to do to get voltage to show up? It sounds like something might be blown up on the flight controller, like, because basically you're sending VBAT from the ESC to the flight controller to power the flight controller. Like, if you weren't doing that, your flight controller wouldn't have power, so you would know if that was the case, right? And then the flight controller just reads the voltage of that incoming VBAT, and it's there. Like, you don't, there's nothing that you have to do. It either works or it doesn't, and if it doesn't work, there's nothing that you can do to fix that. It's just broken, to my knowledge. That's weird. Did that happen after a crash or something like that? Current is a little bit of a different story, but voltage, yeah, I mean, voltage should just be there. Like, you don't have to do anything. It'll just magically delicious appear. June Loco asks, will you ever install a GPS on your rigs? Oddly enough, this 5-inch glide needs to have a little bit of work done, and this is sitting right next to it. This is a GPS. This is the cinematic glide that went out into the fireworks, and if there were a GPS on it, it would have been a little bit less stressful. So this rig is going to get a GPS, which should be interesting. I'm going to have to like watch a YouTube video to figure out what the hell to do with one, which will be fun. That'll be a real blast from the past. Oreo cookie. Okay, so we got the HD board mounted. Looks like it is going to be long enough. That's great. Now I just need to wire it. I need to wire it to the front of the flight controller. So I need money. I need money. I forget what the fuck movie that's from. Oh, it's from How High with Red and Meth. Didn't think I knew that shit, did you? That's right, goddammit. I grew up in Trenton, New Jersey. Man, I fucking love that movie. I watched that movie recently, not super recently, but somewhat recently, and fuck, it held up. It is real funny still. Okay, so I need wires that are longer than these, right? I certainly fucking hope so. I desoldered these from, well, I blew up that board. Yeah, considerably longer than these. Okay, so that's good to know. Wow, these wires are all really short in here. Is this one maybe longer? Please be longer. Please be long enough. Just be cool. Just be long enough, please. Yes! That's actually probably the exact right length. Okay. So now we just need voltage and ground that are also nice and long. That's what she said. CGK knows what's up. You guys remember that movie? It was fucking great. The soundtrack was really great to it. Redman and Method Man put out a bunch of albums back then that were real good. Real good. Yo, music when I feel like it's a fucking boomer saying this, but music was good when I was growing up. Maybe not. That's such a boomer thing to say, but fuck them. They got 70s rock. Like, are you kidding me? Fuck off. That's some bullshit right there. Don't come at me with that. I'll fucking kill you. Grew up in the 70s. Fuck. What? In the 60s. Come on, really? What a bunch of bullshit. Maybe that's why I forced myself to think that 80s and 90s music was okay. Even in the 2000s, the music was pretty good in the 2000s. This shit now, though, man, it's terrible. No, it's not true. There's good music now, but I don't think there's as much of it now. That's probably not true either. There's probably a lot more of it now. It's all nonsense. I haven't said a thing that makes any sense in the last 10 minutes. Welcome to the stream. That's how we do it around here. Sometimes you just gotta say all the wrong things to figure out what all the new things are. H2O FPV with a $5 super chat. He says, thanks for all you do to teach us newbies. Thanks for supporting me and allowing me to teach all of you newbies, H2O. It's super chats like that that allow me to keep going, man. I don't know why I kept saying 70s. By the 70s, it wasn't that great. I should have been saying 60s the whole time. Ramdango says, I like the idea of mounting the GPS through the battery strap so high siding on the quad. Crack long range 4-inch TPU has done it. Corrections, welcome. I'm of the exact same mind. That's why this one is sitting in a 3D printed battery strap mount. The only thing I don't like about it is that it's kind of too high. And if I crash that rig, it's gonna get the shit kicked out of it. Fuck, I forgot to put the goddamn plastic thing on. Hold on. God damn it. Hold on. Let's solder these wires up first. I can't believe I just did that. It's very frustrating. Alright, so I think this is the video pad. I'm just going to assume that orange was video. Let's see how this goes. I'm making assumptions, which typically lead to making an ass out of you and me. Hey! That's the way the word is spelled. Isn't that a coincidence? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe it's a goddamn conspiracy. Maybe Webster had it out for me. What? Whoa! Alright. Let's put this down on the power pad. I'm actually going to use the tweezers because I need to really get it tight on there. Best thing you can do for wire strength is make sure that the wire gets on the pad nice and flat. And one of the things that I like to do is bring it down sort of like this, so that the wire runs the length of the board, basically. It also keeps it a little bit neater and tidier, which is always a good thing. But yeah, I like to do it like that, so that way the wire sits flat on the pad, and it runs the length of the board itself. See that? So yeah, there's that. Okay, next one is ground. And then I'm going to assume that green is voltage. I am going to look this up, though. Because these are some strange colors. So now we're going to do ground. Ooh, I burped. Stomachache is markedly worse. Maybe not. Maybe it's not any worse. Maybe it's better. Maybe I found the secret. Maybe the secret to stomach aches is golden Oreos. See, this is what I haven't told anyone, is that my unorthodox diet is actually an ongoing research project that I've been working on with Michigan Institute of Technology. And I've almost achieved true magic time by using foods that are both cheap and delicious and bad for you. What is happening here? Ah, there we go. Wire was just sticking up a little bit. I've also got a little bit too much solder on the iron there. Let me just get this a little bit flatter here. See if I can do it with a dry tip. I do have, my life is a dry tip. A little bit of solder there. Just to get the heat transfer in. There we go, that's better. What the hell? What was that about? Why'd you come off like that? Oh my god, stop it! Be cool. There we go. Okay, and then we're going to make an awkward assumption that green is power. Let me look this up. Just a dumb idea to not look this up. Like right now, too. A dumb idea to not look this up right now. Woo! Robin Duckett figured out a way to blow up an Acon ESC. And it was to put full voltage to the wrong spot. That'll do it. That sucks, Robin. But can't say that I haven't done that more than once, so you're in good company. I'm sure damn near everybody in the chat has done exactly that before. Really? There we go. Give me that sweet, sweet wiring diagram, RunCam. Give it to me. I need it. Give it. Give it. Give it. Okay. Where's it at? There we go. So we've got... Oh, okay. I was about to... Okay. I've got everything wrong. Everything's wrong. Orange was not video. Orange was voltage. Which is kind of what I started to think a minute ago. I was like, orange for video? And then green for voltage? That seems strange. So... yeah, let's fix it. So that's going to be voltage up there, not video. Alright, so the video is going to go here, which is just very exciting. Can't even tell you how excited I am to put video on the correct pad. Solder, melt. Come on. Melt, you jerk off. Alright, I'll clean the goddamn tip. Would you look at that? Still won't melt. That means that the soldering iron did not power down. It means that I need to just put this through the tip reconditioner. Robin Duggett with a 5 Great British Pound super chat and a heart. Thank you, Robin. Very kind of you. Ramdanko says, "Oh, lovely. Should be interesting if it works." Yeah. Things working in this hobby. What a love affair for the ages. Alright. Tip is now reconditioned. And we're going to zap these 3 guys on here. And then I forget what's next. I guess we'll zap them to the flight controller next. Okay. Tweezers holding the video wire nice and flat against the PCB. Tip of the iron is now in good shape. Should now just be able to come in and transfer the heat fine. Yeah, there it goes. Okay, cool. Video wire is now good to go. Let's just touch up the ground wire with a clean soldering iron tip. Oh, what a difference. And then we're going to take the VBAT wire and stick it in. When I hook up this ground wire, I'm actually going to hook it up to the same pad that the VTX ground is on. The RunCam hybrids, I don't know if they're any worse than any other FPV camera, but if you've got them on a noisy ground pad, they'll be noisy. That's for sure. So make sure you share your RunCam hybrid ground with your VTX ground, and you won't have to worry about that. Let me just take a quick look here. Yeah, that's fine. All 3 are fine. So we can get rid of these. 9:03 p.m. That means it's time for you guys to go hang out with Botsy and for me to go relax and wind down on this lovely Friday night. Thanks for hanging out, boys and girls. Appreciate every single one of you. Some of you guys I will see tomorrow at 3 o'clock, which is going to be pretty awesome. The rest of you I will see on Monday night. No stream on Sunday, but Monday night, regular old stream. I think it's a giveaway stream too, isn't it? Giveaway stream Monday night, 10 o'clock Eastern. Thanks for hanging out. Here's a little bit more flying from Club Metro. Those of you that are coming tomorrow, you're going to get to vote on the second spot that we go to, and this is one of the 2 options for the second spot. So here you go. Let me give you some Epidemic Sound. Oh, come on, computer. Epidemic Sound, copyright-free music to just soothe your soul as you move into Bot Grinder's stream. Restless Marching Orange Warnings. Sounds great. Let's get it. 57, is that the right file? Yeah, there we go. This is the first battery. No. I'm gonna save you guys from that. I care about you guys too much. See you guys Monday night. See some of you guys tomorrow. Thanks for hanging. Love you!
There's something in the air.